Hi there. This is my week 5 mentoring session video. Um, and this week we had some good discussions about repair strategies, a replace in kind repair strategy versus whether we need engineering packages or just engineering help in general. Working in a refinery, we have limitations on what we can use for different services and products and commodities, and what material goes where based on some of these conditions. The conditions we have to take into account are design and operating pressures and temperatures, the commodity that's in the pipes, because all commodities react differently with different metallurgies. The line class of the pipe, depending on the commodity, temperature, pressure, we have line classes that are specified for each different type. The metallurgy that's used, what I talked about just a second ago, different metallurgies react different to different products, and we want to make sure that we're using the right ones in the right spots so that we don't create a disaster. Whether the piping has to be electric or steam trace, does it need to stay warm to prevent it from splitting, or does the product react better in the pipes when it is warm? What's too warm? Do we not want to warm it up too much with the steam tracing and just use electric tracing, which gives just a little heat? Does the piping need to be insulated, or does it need to breathe? I mean, there's different factors that can affect that. Insulation can cause a corrosion under insulation, which is not visible to the naked eye, but is a real problem. Does the pipe need to be coated? Is it at a heat where the coating isn't going to matter? Is the coating susceptible to corrosion? Can we use a coating that will make the pipe last 20 years as opposed to 3? And then, is the pipe susceptible, or the product in it susceptible to turbulence? If we're swedging down a pipe from a 6-inch pipe to a 1-inch pipe, and you got a high volume going through, you can cause turbulence, which will eat away at the pipe and potentially hole through at a much more rapid pace. So these are all conditions that we have to factor in when we're looking at a job. These are all based off of ExxonMobil general practices, best practices that have come up with over time, and are like industry standards for refining. So we talked a lot about the different scenarios that can go into that, and if we are going to make a change from the actual design, we need to have engineering involvement and have buy-off from everyone so that everyone understands what that change, how that change can affect the process, which leads into the management of change process that we have at ExxonMobil that tracks any change we make to a drawing, an isometric, a piping spool, and that all gets updated for future reference. And there's detailed notes, and many people are involved, and it's just a great process for tracking any kind of change. So we went through all that this week. It was a lot of information to digest. I'm sure I'm going to have to go over it several more times. He was looking a little bewildered at all the different things that you have to think about as a mechanical planner, but it's some of those things that you learn over time and just making sure that all the right people are involved. It was another good learning week, and I hope to continue that over the next coming couple of weeks. Thank you.